This is Ryan from Code Ninjas, and welcome to our activities planned for the period of social distancing. One of the things that we love about technology is that it allows you to be innovative. While the COVID-19 virus has impacted all of our families to varying degrees, we here at Code Ninjas are going to practice what we preach and be innovative. We are rapidly creating programming for kids to allow them to have some fun, learn a lot of cool things, and be creative during this time apart. We ask that you remain flexible and give us plenty of feedback so that we can continue to iterate and improve the program. I'd like to start out by going over what we have planned during this period so far. Okay, so you should all have a link to our STEM activity list, and I just want to go over quickly how this list is and what we're going to be doing with it. So to start off with these recommended resources, we've made a couple things available. So for our white belts and for everybody, the fundamentals program has been made available. So this is a link to Google CS First, which has a lot of great videos and tutorials on how you use Scratch and create some really cool games. And we've included the list of what we think teaches the kids all the important concepts that they need to know before moving on in their computer science educational experience. For Code Combat, for our members, we've actually unlocked the full program for you guys. So our members can do any part of Code Combat that they want. If you're not a member of Code Ninjas, you can obviously sign up for Code Combat on your own. But the first piece of curriculum, their CS1, is available for free. So you can get started, see if you like it, and learn some JavaScript or Python right off the bat. Another great resource for the kids is Tinker. Tinker has about 5 free projects available to start before you have to subscribe. And that starts at 5 and goes all the way up to 14. So they give you a little kind of survey at the beginning, and you can go ahead and see where the right place is for you to start. But it includes a lot of support for things like Scratch, modding Minecraft, JavaScript, and Python. So you can go ahead and give that one a look. Typing Club, when we looked at online typing activities, this was our favorite. And so you can just get started with a free account, and they've got all those exercises there for you to just start at the beginning and improve your typing. It's pretty cool. It tracks all your statistics so you can see your improvement over time. Lastly, this one's more challenging. It's called Project Euler. That's how you pronounce it. And it's basically a lot of algorithmic thinking. So they are increasingly complex problems. And we would say that, try to work on a smaller problem set first, because you can very easily make your computer take, 2 hours or so to solve the problem. So it is a lot about being efficient with your algorithms. So it's a nice challenging one for some of our more advanced kids. We've got a bunch of fun activities and brain breakers that we sometimes use at the center. We've made those available to you guys as well if you want to give them a try at home. And then we've included a bunch of resources for the Hack-A-Thon that we'll be doing. So I'm going to go over that in a little bit later in this video. But basically, here's a bunch of links to different things that you can use to collaborating with your friends and the different projects and technologies that we recommend that you give a try and we'll be supporting over the course of the Hack-A-Thon. That's all here. This is actually a living document. So we're going to be updating this almost on a daily basis as we find new and interesting things we want to show you guys. And any links that we include in the YouTube videos that we'll be publishing to support all this activity, we'll make sure we record this all here. So if you don't know where to find it, save this document, come back here, and the links will all be here so you at least know where to start on all your projects. All right, so let's get started with our Hack-A-Thon. So what we're going to have you do is create a portfolio here to track all the work that you're doing and supporting for your game. So we want you to record your design process and submit that in. Create promotional material to tell us why your project or game is awesome. obviously include the project itself, and then have an after action review that kind of lets us know what you thought of the project and what lessons you took away from it. And then lastly, we'll kind of go over some bonus points to where we'll give you some more points if you include some of these items. So for the design documents, these things that you can include are mind maps, and this is a way to get ideas out of your head very quickly and organize them on either a sheet of paper or on a piece of computer software that you would be using. And so the idea is sometimes when you sit there and you have a lot of things going around in your head and you're just not quite sure where to start, this is a great way to just start, get it out there, and then think about it in a more organized fashion. We also want to suggest that you include a game design document. So game design documents are going to include things like what characters you want, what are the goals of your game, what your levels look like, how you win, what kind of enemies you need. And then this really helps you plan out your project and think about the different pieces that you need to create during the next 2 weeks. And then lastly, things like creative writing. So being able to write your backstory, being able to write the promotional material. We want you to include all the content and all the material that you use to generate that final product that you're going to submit to us. So, speaking of the promotional material, here are some examples that we have for you. It could include a web page that has a bunch of images and links on it showing exactly what your project or your game is about. You could do a story in Scratch, similar to what many of our white belts have done in their beginning projects, but develop it and get us excited about what your game is. It could be something like a cutscene, or if you can think of promotional materials that you may have seen for a game, you can reuse the characters that you're using in the game to create your story. And then lastly, you could do what we're doing right here, and that's create a video and have a script available so that you can make the video in an organized fashion, but be able to tell why this thing's awesome, why we should be doing it, why we should be interested in your game. And then obviously we have the project itself. So we are going to have a ton of support available for you guys with Scratch, Roblox, and web development. There's going to be live streams around that every day, and we're working on plenty of katas to upload on a daily basis to help you with whatever it is that you're trying to do in these games. We're going to have some limited support available for Unity 3D, Buildbox, and Phaser.js. There probably won't be too many katas available on that, and we don't have any planned live streams at the moment, but we do have some familiarity with these products, and we could help you out if you want to start your project in those. And then lastly, especially for our members, who we're going to support in Slack, we'll explore any other project that you want some help with during our office hours. So we may not have direct experience with it, but we can figure it out along with you. All right, so the after action report, that's going to just be a quick summary. It should be less than a page on what you learned, what your favorite part was, what was easier or harder than what you thought it was going to be, and how you would modify your approach. So would you do more planning, less planning? Would you work on collaboration? Figure out what you want to do for next time if we do a hackathon like this again. So lastly here, we have some bonus points. So things like creating custom art assets, using sprite sheets with a lot of detail to create very rich animations, things like that. Connectivity, so whether you want to use an external device like a microbit or some other sort of input like a motion or hand sensor, things like that, or if you're using other platforms where you want to include a database or send some information somewhere, whatever you want to do that increases connectivity, we're definitely going to recognize that effort and make sure you get points for it. This is about learning how to code by making video games. So a real important part of that is level design. So if you've got some really rich, well thought out levels, you're definitely going to get extra credit and extra points for the level creation. And then lastly, you've got completeness of the game. So if there's a game menu where you can stop, pause, do settings, do a leaderboard, if you've created cutscenes, if you have the game ends and it replays very nicely, basically just all those features that make a game feel really nice. If you put time and effort into making those and making the game complete, we're definitely going to recognize that. I kind of touched on this a little earlier, but we're here to help. So follow our YouTube channel, Code Ninjas Wellesley, and on that YouTube channel, we're going to upload katas, which are 5 to 10 minute exercises that are focused on a specific topic daily. And those are intended to help you with all those projects that we said we were going to support and enable you to move quickly as you're going through your games. We're also going to do a live stream at least once a day. So our senseis are going to be making games using those different platforms that we talked about, and you can kind of see and ask questions what they're working on while they're working on it. And then for our members, we have a Slack channel available. So obviously there's always text chat and text support available, but also Slack allows us to do video calls and screen sharing, and it even allows us to highlight things on your screen to help make it easy. So we're here to help and make things easy for you guys. The last part, which you're all probably wondering right now, is submissions. Unfortunately, we've been doing a lot of planning and we've been iterating on this really fast. We haven't finished the submission piece yet. It's going to be different per platform, so we want to make sure that we have a nice document available for you guys so it's very clear on how you have to submit your work. So please stay tuned and we'll make sure we update you guys. So thanks for tuning in on the Hack-A-Thon, and can't wait to hear from you.